Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Ford Escape ST line. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Karl Malone Ford here in Park City, Utah for giving me some time with this Escape. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 250 horsepower and then 280 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can kind of see the body lines there on either side. And by the way, this is really cool paint because it's got like a metallic flake to it. And then we have the Escape's new headlight design. Here's kind of a closer look so you guys can see the intricacies, I suppose. Fog light action down below, and then look at the coloration of the grille, a little bit darker. And putting it all together, this new design just makes the Escape look sportier. Now around the side here, our turn wheel setup is 225, 55, 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver on the top, and notice how it's darker in the center. And then the fender flares are painted, which is really nice. ST line badge here on the side, and then notice the mirror cap. There's where you can kind of see the metallic paint a little bit better. And then all the bodywork here is also painted. So when you put it all together, it has a more premium appearance because of everything being body painted. So here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We've got remote start. We have our opening for the hatch and then the Ford logo on the back. And speaking of the back, although the Escape is a smaller crossover, it has a pretty big cargo area. We also have a 12 volt here in the back as well. And then if we kind of move this a little bit, you can see a spare tire underneath. And then look at the red stitching there. I think that's pretty nice. And then here's a quick look at that, which lowers down the hatch. Look at the taillight design on this. Pretty cool. And then you guys can see all the badges here with the Escape. And then parking sensors at the bottom. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks here with the new Escape. Now taking a look at the door panel here, you guys can see the little lines that go across. Padding down below, you're going to rest your arm. And then taking a look at the seats, you can see the design here in the center, really cool. And then look at the stitching, then notice how it's perforated there on the side. Legroom back here is really good. We don't have a storage pocket here, but we do have one on the passenger side. Vent action down below, and then you guys can see some USB action right there. And then headroom back here, pretty good. Also, these seats are very comfortable. And now taking a look at the front door panel, it's actually soft touch here at the top, and then you have this cool strip that goes across, and then again with the stitching down below. All of our window controls right here, we've got our mirror adjustments, memory seats, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then you can see speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then here's the front seat again, red stitching, you can see the design all down the center. Power adjustments here on the side, and look at the pedals right there. And we got our light control here, and then the steering wheel adjustment, which is manual. Now taking a look at the steering wheel itself, it's got this cool perforated design here on the side so you can get a slightly better grip. You've got red stitching here. Here's a better look at it on the other side, maybe. There we go. And then you can see we've got controls for the adaptive cruise control, your volume controls, voice command controls, controls for the center stack. No paddle shifters though, which is interesting. And then here's a quick look at the gauge cluster. You guys can see full digital gauge cluster here in the center. I think it has a pretty cool look overall. And then you can see different bits of information here and stuff within the car. Pretty standard setup. Now this does have a 360 camera system, so you guys can see trajectory lines turn with the steering wheel there in reverse. Got the bird's eye view. You can also zoom in there, and then you can change the camera view with that. And then there's a camera button down below that I can press, and that will show me the different viewpoints. Anyways, as for the resting infotainment system, this is a big screen, that is for sure. Notice we got the controls here for the heated seats, which I do not want on right now because it's pretty toasty. But yeah, that's always accessible at the bottom with the rest of the climate controls. And overall response time with the screen itself seems to be pretty good when you press the different menus and items with it. So I'd say it works pretty well. Now the dash here at the top is also soft touch, and then you can see the trim here that goes across. Pretty cool. It goes all the way across the dash. Now I've got several controls down here. Main thing, we got an analog volume control, which is always great. Camera stuff, and then this is for the drive mode select, which will actually pop up here. So notice we got a normal mode, and then you can switch between that, eco, slippery, and you can even go into a sport mode as well. It's got like a fun animation, and it changes the gauge cluster too. Like this is the sport mode view. And then we have our charging area right here with some USB action, wireless phone charging pad, dial shifter there. We've got some cup holders here, parking brake, auto hold. I like this trim. And then look at the center console. Good storage space inside with that. And speaking of storage, glove box, also pretty big. And then you got this little sun visor up top. Ah! So here's our one sticker for this ST 501A equipment group. This one's called the Elite, I'm pretty sure, with this package. I may be wrong on that, but it's loaded up, you guys saw. $43,425 is the total MSRP with this mega loaded up Escape. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, and hope you can see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors, do a blind spot monitoring. The rest of the rear. Let's escape. I had to do it. I had to do it. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of, I already know how the new Escape drives and everything, but I'm kind of excited to drive this because this is cool. Loaded up with all the options, these fancy seats as well. And you know, cool name, Elite, Escape Elite. I don't know, I think it's fun. But yeah, let's see kind of how this goes. By the way, we're at 7,000 feet elevation roughly. Good torque right off the bat. Just punches. Pretty smooth. So I think that's a plus. Steering's good too. I like the feel of the steering wheel actually. Yeah, it drives really well. I would say it's just comfortable. Seats are really comfortable. I kind of said that earlier, but yeah. From a daily driver perspective, it just kind of gets along. So I think they've done a good job with that. Yes, I understand. It's funny with the multiple warnings. Always got to find that funny. That is interesting. I've never seen a light like that before where it's doing green. Strange. A little acceleration here. Ooh. Man, this thing moves. This thing moves. It's got good power for a 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's got good power. So that'll get me to summing things up here with the Escape ST line Elite. I think ride quality's good. Like I said, it's comfortable. It accelerates at a really solid pace, so that's all good. Yeah, I think it's solid. $40,000, pretty big price tag. You know, the main competitor I think with this is like Mazda CX-5 Turbo, and this has technically more power than the CX-5, at least horsepower, less torque, but more horsepower. CX-5 kind of has more of a refined look and feel to it, a little bit less money. So I do think that Ford might have kind of slightly put this a little bit higher than it should be price-wise, but I think it's good overall. I really do like the performance on this. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this ST line Elite. And do you think this is worth it? Or would you just get like the regular ST line?